Hi Scorpios, it's Veroosh, and this is your reading for Sun, Moon, and Rising Scorpio for October. It's mostly a tarot card reading, but you guys know I love my astrology. So starting with your sign, I'm going to leave the chart up for you guys so you can see your chart for October. This is the chart for the new moon, so just so you're wondering, it's about October 6th, so the day after the new moon in Libra, which you can see right here in your 12th house. We'll get to that in another video, but today we're going to focus on the tarot. Overall, the energy for you is that of starting something in private, starting something kind of behind the scenes, really focusing on closure for the last year or so of energy, and looking forward to some of your birthdays. Happy birthday to those of you who have Sun in Scorpio, and just kind of getting back on track. I think a lot of this getting back to center, rethinking what's important, letting go of things that didn't work out, and moving forward towards another try, another opportunity. So when we were talking about Scorpio, a lot of this is transformation, but why don't we think about it as regeneration? And Scorpio is sort of the transformation aspect of the Scorpio sign is regenerative, right? So what that means is that you try and try again. Oftentimes it's normal for people of your sign to have to face obstacles and challenges many times over. It's not necessarily that they how do you say, face a conflict and win right away. It's through perseverance. So if you are struggling with that, keep that in mind. This regenerative principle is so important for you. And then what is going back to normal is home, family, to some extent relationships, but more of your immediate environment is leveling out. So whatever's been going crazy in your immediate environment is definitely getting better throughout October. October's not easy for the water signs. I do think it's going to be harder on Cancer and Pisces than it is on your sign, unless you have a lot of air in your chart in other places. So if you have an air moon, this really helps you out, or if you're an air rising sign. Okay, so here are your cards. Members, I'm going to do an extended for you guys for this reading. So this is like my old school extendeds. We're going to do them again. And this is going to be a card for card extended. I also did love until the end of the year twice. I made these really cool cards that have all these questions on them, and I answered them, and members get a preview for that reading, which is available now in your Scorpio playlist. One more little housekeeping piece of information I want to tell you about. My website is down. It's a continual problem that I have been neglecting. I need to change some things. I probably need to change my platform. It's just a big headache. And so, but you can still purchase a reading. So go into the comments and go into the link that I provide you. It's not like veroosh.com, but it's another link to be able to purchase a reading. So that's the legitimate link you want to use. Okay, so now let's get into the nitty-gritty of what's going on. Again, I'm focusing mostly on tarot, but I do notice that I reference astrology, so for those of you who are interested, we'll just keep that up in there. Okay, your main energy is waiting for something to come in. Whether you're waiting for your birthday or something else, you're waiting for something to come in. You're waiting for a project to come to fruition. You have put a lot of effort into something. I think that there's been like an external aspect of things in which you tried to negotiate what you were doing in the outside world a lot, like really trying to make something happen. And then it's sort of quieted down. You've spent all your resources. You've tried so hard in the outside world to make everything as perfect as possible. And now you just have to sit back and wait. Very likely, if you have genuinely put in good effort into something, it's going to yield very wonderful outcomes. So look forward to that. Knight of Pentacles, or excuse me, Page of Pentacles next, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, secondary energy in Earth as well. So to me, this signifies that you're going to receive through the next month a lot of inspiration with regard to money. So there's going to be, inspiring moments of opportunities, or, you see something that's really neat, how somebody's making money or making profit with money, or saving money or something like that, how they're using their resources, you discover like some amazing way to approach money or handle financial things. And so that will be a source of inspiration. Don't ignore these things. These things bring you height and levity. Then we have the Four of Swords next. Okay, so I think one of your core energies will be to rest, to take some downtime, especially if you have a sun in Scorpio. Your birthday's coming up, and so the sun is in your 12th house for your sun, and a lot has to just sort of filter through. Again, the message kind of keeps on coming up again for you, is that you've done all you can, you've put all your work, and now everything sort of has to transpire. One of the main messages for September to October, I'm reading on September 24th, so from this point on until November, a lot of things will be happening around us. And so unless you're an air sign, pretty much hands off everything that's going on. Allow things to unfold. It's almost like you've wound up the machine, and now the machine needs to do what the machine does. And so now you have to allow everything to play out. And people who will try to get in the middle of that will probably experience a significant amount of stress. So it is a really good idea just to approach the next month with a lot of distance and a lot of just distance. Just a lot of distance. Okay, then we have the Two of Cups. Now in this energy, this could mean that masculine energy is in a loving, very loving state right now. This can mean that if you are dating men, or if you're in a relationship with a man, they are showing you a lot of love, a lot of affection. If you are a man, you are experiencing a lot of love at this time as well. So there's a gentleness there, there's a familiarity, very likely getting to know someone for the first time, someone new, and like a very fresh and gentle interaction. Then we have the Temperance card, which is the card of Sagittarius. Okay, and so in this position, this could signify that a Sagittarian is very important for you in your life at this time. But it also means that it is time to be gentle with your current environment, your friends and the people that you're meeting, the people you're interacting with. Give it a time to grow throughout this month. And one of the main pieces of advice I have for all the signs this month is that when things get a little bit stirred up, which is kind of the energy that's happening now, as things get stirred up between all the retrogrades and them ending, and then Mercury retrograde for the majority of the month, and much more, not everyone reacts to stress energy in the same way. So some people behave poorly, and some people's baseline can be quite unproductive or unhealthy. And so when they're put under duress, then they can react in very bad ways, right? And so their true colors show, as they say. So you want to you don't want to get caught in the fold of how people can be when they're under stress. So just a warning, a piece of advice for October. You don't want to get into it with people on that level. And just in a general sense, not anyone specifically, it's a very good idea to just allow sleeping dogs lay. And also for you, it's the idea of like going back into the Scorpion cave, and to kind of figure out you know, what you want to do and what's important, without the intrusion of other people. Okay, we have the King of Pentacles here, Virgo, Taurus, and Capricorn, Scorpios. If you are dating an earth sign, they're coming through as a very strong person for you in your life. My card is dirty. I hate when they get dirty. It's a Virgo thing. Okay, so King of Pentacles here, he represents someone stable and solid. Now, this could be a relationship, your partner, someone who you love. It may represent a Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn, not necessarily, sometimes Sagittarius or Aries. But this person is described as very loyal and trustworthy. They're coming towards you with a lot of love and affection. In fact, I think that there's a lot of harmonizing that's going on in your relationships. This month for you appears to be a month in which what's most important or more important is the informal balance between yourself and the people around you. So it's not really anything that gets tracked. It's not anything that gets... There's no points with regard to this. This isn't a social score. This is not your career. This is not money. This is all about where you stand with other people, and where you stand is a positive space. Okay, so let's see the next message. We have the High Priestess, and so this is the Piscean energy. The moon can be Cancerian as well. The High Priestess. Something, this is interesting, a prophecy that someone once told you, maybe me, it stands, and it keeps, there's a resonance with something that someone said to you. They said to you some important information, they gave you important insight, and so, yeah, whatever they've told you is still very, very relevant. So yeah, it stands. Okay, so here is the next message. We have the Eight of Wands, which is the victory card, Jupiter in Leo. Overall, it just feels as though October is opening up for you to be a very nice month. I was expecting to tell you a whole bunch of other things because, like I said, I think this energy is very good for air signs at this time, and it's been a while now. There's not been much water in the chart except for the transit of Venus in Scorpio, which actually ends early on in October. So what you're looking at is a chart that doesn't have much water, but I think that in some way gives you room to breathe. There's not going to be a lot of emotional back and forth between people. I think people will really hold back. The emotional catharsis of things will really come through in November. But for now, there's a space there. There's a distance between people. Okay. So I think that pretty well resolved about some things. You're feeling well resolved, and some circumstances have worked out, and you're moving on in good directions. On a private level, you may still be feeling some level of heartbreak to do with the past situation. I think that it's mostly internal. I really sense as though there's a very sweet and subtle solitude that you are experiencing at this time. There's, in your private space, I think that there is a little bit of a looking for the past or seeking in the past some kind of truth, continuing to learn from past hurts and past circumstances. It's just a gentle reminder of a heartache in the past, but you still think about it. Isn't that so interesting? You still think about it, and you still gain information out of what you had experienced. And then we have the Fool, which is your new beginning, and this is really going to start around when the sun starts entering into Scorpio. The energy of water is going to start coming in strong into the chart. So it's about the third week of October. We're going to see that. Uranus energy is also strong. Expect the unexpected. Someone who is of a likeness to a person of the past, or someone who is to do with this heartache, is coming in, who may provide another experience, or may provide more experience or more information. You might get some information about closure. The North Node right here is at the end of your 8th house, and so until December, when it shifts into Taurus, you will go through a cathartic period. There's going to be final lessons learned about relationships in the past, your dynamics with others, saying goodbye to others, and that may come in the form of someone new or a new experience that is similar but not the same as the past, right? So that doesn't mean that this situation needs to end, but for some of you this is just a reminder of something you've gone through in the past. So it looks as though there could be a connection over a heartbreak for some of you. So you and this other person have experienced similar heartbreak, and you're meeting together and making some type of connection. It's very gentle, very loving, very, very nice energy. Here is the next message. We have Mars in Gemini, the Nine of Swords, very intense card. So someone may have guilt towards you, significant guilt, particularly guilt. Maybe that's a message for one of my Scottish Scorpios out there. Hello. So someone has intense guilt towards you. Possibly they may be an earth sign, a Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn. They may be motivated to act towards you in a positive way because of guilt that they have experienced in the past. If you don't hear from this person, or if you don't talk to this person, know that they may be experiencing a lot of guilt around the situation. The situation's darkened for them still, and they, in some way, I think that they want to bring a lot of light into your life for their behavior. And then we have the King of Wands, a Sag, a Leo, or an Aries, secondary transits in fire, Sag, Leo, or Aries. And so continuation of a relationship with a fire sign, Sag, Leo, or Aries, somebody who sees your suffering. You might know them through work. You might know them through like a public setting. I don't think you necessarily talk about these things, but I think that they know that there's something in your life. They see what other people don't, and they give you room. So it's like a boss who gives you room to walk, away from your desk, or to take a break when you're stressed out. No one else knows this, and in order to help you hide any embarrassment or humiliation, they allow you to have room to back off and decompress stress when you need it. So this energy of this supporting figure maintains in your life. This person continues to support you and help you when you're feeling low or when you're feeling bad. Okay, then we have the Seven of Cups, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. So this is Venus in Scorpio specifically, and I think that you're moving past a lot of lowly energies. Lowly energies meaning like confusion, illusion, gaslighting, things that have been kind of hiding truth from you. If you've been unsure in situations, I think there's like a refresher in this energy. For those of you who have been single for a while, this feeling that you had been hurt before, that had stopped you from acting because it wasn't the right time yet, I think that you're coming to the end of that period where you feel still disengaged from everything around you, and now you're being a little bit more brave, a little bit more open, a little bit more willing to take a chance. Remember, the North Node is moving into your 7th house of partnerships, so this is a very nice sign for the next year and a half. A big focus in partnerships, a big focus in relationships. Also, this South Node in the 2nd house right there, I didn't really do a lot of content on that. It's really important to acknowledge the fact that the South Node in the 2nd house is really, how do I say this? It's really, it can be challenging because it can challenge you to give up on certain financial things, tangible things that are tied up with a lot of, they may be positively giving you positive reinforcement. So at this time you may feel as though they're good for you or they're getting you something you want, but ultimately they're not good for you. And so it could be a process of like a difficult giving up period. Now that's coming to an end in December, and you'll move through the South Node being in your first house, which is ultimately extremely freeing. You're going to free you're not going to feel so suppressed or weighed down by circumstances anymore. Here is the next message. We have the 5 of Pentacles, and so here there's people who are experiencing all sorts of different things around you, Scorpio, and being gentle with them at this time. You're the 3rd sign I'm reading for, and it's the 2nd time I'm telling someone to be gentle. So be gentle with your friends, be gentle with your loved ones. Yeah, it's just simple. Okay, then we have the Knight of Pentacles, Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn, secondary transits in air, Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra. So there could be someone, there's an antithesis here. So we have a very solid earth person. This person's very kind, but then there's another earthy type person. They don't have to be an earth sign, but they're very materially driven. This person may be unstable or inconsistent in your life, and they are willing to give up personal matters for financial gain and financial advancement. This person is to be stayed away from. They have a youthful energy, so they may be younger than you physically, but just youthful spirit, and they can blow people off. It might be quite heart-wrenching or disenchanting the way that they're willing to interact with others. Okay, here is the next message. We have the 6 of Pentacles, okay? And so I feel as though there is a real change and transformation with regard to who you're giving money to and how money is being given to you. I feel as though anything that has been done for the wrong reasons is going to be removed at this time. So if money is being exchanged for the wrong reasons, it's very likely that people will come to their senses and come to realize they have been spending money in the wrong direction. Or if you have been giving someone money for the wrong reasons, and I think that there's going to be a break with that. There's going to be a break with, the willingness to just help people out. Not help people out, but the willingness to create a safe space for people. I don't know. And this is a special message possibly for people who are being taken advantage of. So it's on that level. So if you're giving money to someone and they're blowing it, if you're giving them extra money to your kids and they're buying candy and you're like, no, enough is enough. Like, if you're not saving the money, this has got to go. This is going to be a positive change. This is going to be a positive change of giving money to recklessness. It's going to stop. And I think that that's a part of your South Node transit. I wasn't even thinking of that when I said that, but the South Node transit, it's the last 2 months of this transit. It happens once every 18 years. And what it basically does is gets rid of unhealthy financial patterns. So whatever's unhealthy around you financially, or if there's guilt that's motivating giving more money than you can afford or something like that, this is going to be fixed. And then we have a water sign queen, a Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio, Queen of Cups energy. And so there's a very loving energy here. If this is you, you're coming through as a very soft, gentle spirit. If this is someone around you, then they have very gentle feelings towards you. Somebody cares about you and they're having conversations with you about your things that are going on for you. They care about you. They notice how things are going on. They're like, hey, they're having you talk about what's going on, which is helping you address being ignored or feeling like isolated. And because of isolation, kind of wasting things. Because, when you feel isolated, and so then you go shopping and you blow money because you're just lonely, that's something like that. This is a person who's showing you love, which is kind of the antidote for any feelings of loneliness and isolation. Okay, then we have the Nine of Cups, which is Jupiter in Pisces. I love this card. Jupiter's going to be back in Pisces in December. This is going to be nice for Scorpios. But in the meantime, I feel like be wary, you guys, of drinking, whether it's your drinking or the drinking of other people around you. Not necessarily drugs, but definitely drinking, alcohol, those kinds of things. It may actually put you in the company of people like this. So, rose-colored glasses or beer goggle glasses make people appear one way, in the way that we kind of imagine them to be, which is different than what they truly are, and you can get wrapped up in all sorts of things. So there's a little bit of a warning with be careful with drinking. Then we have Capricorn energy, the devil, and in this position it's probably Capricorn. But there's also like opportunities to just blow off steam, do things for fun. There's a lot of waiting here. So October is very much you waiting until the sun gets into Scorpio, until we shift away from the air energy to the water energy. So there is going to be a lot of free time that you have to just spend doing random things. And then we have the outcome is more waiting. So expect October to be a pause, a wait. That doesn't mean that you're like idle. You might have fun, you might socialize. This is a good time to connect with friends. Allow things to work themselves out. Also, don't try to pass judgment on situations too much. Just allow things to happen, observe them, and then come to conclusions later. Two of Pentacles, you're working out through different options. The worst thing you could do in October, Scorpio, is to come to conclusions about things preemptively. So just allow yourself to go through the experiences. Don't focus on every single one too much, because you're waiting for more, and more is coming your way. Members, I'm going to clarify this now for you in the members only section. It's only the all-stars that get these, so I hope you guys enjoy it. I saw a few of you sign up for the Verooshians, and if I have been saving the members only content to the Verooshians, it's by mistake. So I will be fixing that as I find it. It would be cool if you showed me which ones are, because that way, of course, I can adjust it. That would be nice of you. Anyway, I hope you guys have a nice October. Happy birthday, you guys. I'll talk to you soon, and take care. Bye.